Hey everybody, welcome back. So happy Thanksgiving. It's 11/23/2023 at 4:18 p.m. Yeah, I'm probably like I don't have dinner or anything with family. I haven't for a long time. They haven't invited me out for a long time. But there's a lot of us out here in the world where we're kind of like what do you call that? The black sheep of the family. So interesting. Um, Anyway, enough of that. What I want to share with you is the Hopi prophecy. Okay, so right now, I want to mention it's called about the red hat and the red cloak. Now, the red hat. Remember Trump? Remember I was telling him. So he has a son with his last son is Baron, like the Red Baron kind of like thing. Um, Plus, he's kind of like a little giant as well. Kind of interesting stuff going on there. And then you got the symbology of how he told everybody at the beginning he was chosen. He's the chosen one. Um, and then the church is like, oh, he's been chosen by God. But he didn't say who he was chosen by. And that's what I was saying, how the dark mimics the light. So the dark is mimicking God's work. So because God is the one, so down here on this realm is Lucifer. Everything down here is Lucifer. Lucifer, who's ever in power, kind of like thing down here. Not all of them, but the corrupt ones, because those who live in a palace of gold and who act like they're Jesus, or these kings. But then you got the church people who follow, saying that, oh, God picked him. But we all know that God wasn't all about money. God wasn't all about power. Jesus never represented any of that stuff. Jesus didn't bow down and put hands on walls of stone walls to pray to. He told us to pray to God, our Father up in heaven. And he didn't tell us to pray in churches like Moses in Exodus told us not to build anything of heaven's image and worship in it and bow down to statues and stuff and wear crosses. So all that stuff he does and all the stuff the people do. Now remember, at the end time, Nibiru is called like they call it Planet X, but it has wings on it like a dragon. So they call it the red dragon coming in. Well, if you think about it, it's the red kachina. Very, very interesting. Uh-oh. Hope my video doesn't stop. Nope, it didn't this time. So when we get to the Hopi prophecy, because remember, the Republicans are dividing themselves from the Democrats, and the Democrats are dividing from the Republicans. And look at the two leaders, Biden and Trump. Trump doesn't bring in the Democrats and say as one with the Republicans. He keeps them separate and divided. Just like, the other party does. It keeps them separate and divided. So two extremes. You got the right side, the red, too far right, from being in the middle of the neutral zone. So they're so far out here. And then you got the left with left brain so far out here with their ego and their tearing down and being brutal and stuff like that. So it's just these two extremes. No one wants to meet in the middle, the neutral zone, which is the negative sign and a plus sign. And if you look at them, put it together, you have a double cross. Oops, sorry about that. A negative sign, go down and do a plus sign. You have a double cross. And if you noticed, on a lot of vitamins and stuff, especially heart pills and medications and stuff like that, it has a double cross. So this is our temple mind, and this is our heart, from shoulder to shoulder to our heart. It goes down. This is our spine down the neutral zone. So negative and positive. So bringing both brains into one, the dragon brain. So the red hat and red cloak. So now when we get over here, the Hopi prophecy of the red hat and the red cloak people. Okay, so those are kind of, it's so interesting. Hopi Indians prophecy of the white brother. Remember I told you in Nostradamus's, now let's get Santa Claus up here because Santa has a red hat and a red cloak. A red cap. Didn't say what the cap has to look like. A red cap and a red cloak. And he's the great white brother. So interesting here, right? So it's Christmas, Kris Kringle, St. Nicholas. Remember, Nibiru is Ni is for nickel, the element. B, Ru. Ru is number 44 for ruthenium, an element on the periodic table. Bi is bismuth. Bis, muth, I think it's muth. It's an element in nickel. So it's interesting. And that's ruthenium. Ruthenium. So think of ruthenium as the Book of Ruth, the Supreme Court judge. Remember, they just made an idol, a statue of her where she's got ram horns on and she's a solid gold and she looks like she's flying. Let's see if we can see that. Ruth Ginsburg statue. See, this was her. She's actually, remember when Trump and her, when she passed away, Trump elected that other woman that took her place. But she is like known as so in the scripture, in the Holy Book, you've got, I think it goes Judges and then the Book of Ruth. So after the Book of Judges is the Book of Ruth. And it's quite interesting because if you think of Ruth, she's higher than the Book of Judges because she's Supreme Court. There it is. Here. That's what they have her as. That's the symbolism of her right there. So now when you look at what they're showing us on the world stage and what it means biblically, it's very important. So we'll go back here to the Hopi are a Native American tribe who descended from the ancient Pueblo peoples. I'll leave the link in below. So let's skip through this. It's about the four corners, right? Which is Arizona, northern New Mexico, and southern Colorado, and northeastern Arizona. Okay, and they have 1.5 million acres made up of 12 villages on 3 mesas. 12 villages, kind of interesting. It's like the 12 tribes. The Hopi are known mostly for peaceful people whose culture is deeply rooted in spirituality, mythology, morality, and ethics. They have maintained for several centuries through an oral tradition various religious, mythological, and prophetical traditions that live on to this very day. The Hopi are famous for prophecies that are told through their sacred oral doctrines. So right here, the biblical and end-time prophecies with an emphasis of the book of Revelations. Reading through his blogs, I found Hopi prophecies that had shared with the world a very interesting given fact that it bears close resemblance to the apocalyptic unveiling events of modern times. This prophecy deals with what is called the third great shaking of the world that was symbolized by a group of people or a tribe of whom the Hopi call the red hat and red cloak people. They are said to either bring us wisdom which we accept or they can destroy us. The Hopi say, when the iron bird flies, the red-robed people of the east who have lost their land will appear, and two brothers from across the great ocean will be reunited. The two great brothers. So it's the red Kachina and the blue Kachina. So the Hopi say that these people would be led by the blue star Kachina, who will remove his mask in the village plaza during the sacred Kachina dance. Oh, that's so interesting. When we look at like iPet Goat 2, but let me show you here real quick. This comes from today from Mr. MBB333, a giant storm turning towards Earth. You see how it looks like a flare is coming right on Earth? And somebody else did a video today. Oh, right here, daily events worldwide premiere. Look at what our sun just did. A CME headed our way. So it shows this blast. Now, what I want to show you is, remember this image here? This was published on June 27th to July 3rd of 2020. And the next cat, Astro B. Remember, P-H-E in Hebrew means mouth, or an opening, a wide opening. Astro, then mouth. Astro is something through the astro, through the air. And then cat is like representing yellow. A cat is, remember, you got John Deere tractors, but you have these like a caterpillar. Oh, I wonder if it has to do with something about a caterpillar turning into a butterfly kind of like effect, because it's all about linguistic language. Oh, interesting. Israel annexation misjudgment. White neglect. Interesting. So right down here at this image right here, you can see there's a blast. So these guys are representing kind of Earth. Interesting, when you see this sofa, it's like the Simpsons were going out in the sofa when something happened. But you can see this blast coming off the sun. So that's quite interesting. I want to look at that. The Simpsons, let's speed this up. The Simpsons on a sofa in space. Yeah. There was this prediction right here of where they were in space, like leaving Earth kind of like thing, one of the end of the world type of things. I can't quite remember. And I also remember that Marge and her daughter Lisa went to live on Mars, but then Lisa couldn't stand living on Mars, so she went to Venus, left her mom on Mars. But there's just all kinds of weird things that are going on. But I remember this sofa in The Simpsons as well. Going back here, who removed his mask in the village after all of this? Okay, I Pet Goat 2. Remember we were showing the last of the end scenes? Let's see here if we can pull it up real quick. Oh, there's probably going to be a commercial. Yep, there is going to be a commercial. So let's continue. After that, all Hopi ceremonies would cease entirely. In the Hopi religion, the Kachina are spirit messengers between the world of the gods and the world of humans. They are like angels in the Christian religion, or daemons to the ancient Greeks. It's not demons, it's daemons, D-A-E-M-O-N-S. I would like to share with you some extracts from the Hopi prophecy of the Red Hat and the Red Cloak people. The Great Shaking is said to be the relation to the Third World War, which will be a spiritual conflict against material values. Material values will be exterminated by spiritual beings who will stay on the earth in order to create an intricate world and an intricate world and a single people, the Creator's world. So it's going back to the Creator's world. It's kind of interesting because it's like saying we're going through the book, the New Testament, and it's going to go back into the beginning of the old. It's like going back into the Torah. It's kind of interesting. It's like our cycles were reincarnated or resurrected or something like that. Interesting. The leader of the people is known in Hopi as long-awaited true Pahana or Bahana, the purifier, aka true white brother, will come to the Hopi land. His ancestors was of light complexion, so he is also known as the Great White Brother. Hopi considered him the Earth Keeper and the Supreme God's servant, the Bohistivia, like Jesus in Christianity. I didn't say that name very well. It is his function to purify the world of all the wicked people. He will be the only stranger who will be able to read Taipani, which is Hopi history tablets. When he returns, he will attach the broken corner of the Fire family tablet, which corner he will bring with him. So Hopi will know he is the true white brother. So he will attach the broken corner of the Fire family tablet. I wonder if the broken corner is him instead of an actual object. I wonder if he is the corner, like in a lineage. You know how you have a lineage that's lined out, like it starts out with mother, father, or grandfather, or whatever. It keeps going like that. It's like he's a broken corner. He hasn't been found, perhaps, or they're waiting on him to finish. So the Hopi will know he is the true white brother. So interesting, the true white brother. And look how right now in the world, how they're getting white. They've got this racial war going on and how they think the white man is so evil and everything, how they're programming that thing to where even white people are saying the white man is evil when the true great white brother is returning. So this is so interesting, right? It is said, what time is it? Okay. It is said that after many years, the elder brother might change the color of his skin, but his hair will remain black. He will have the ability to write, and he will be the only person able to read the Taiponi. He will return to his younger brothers to replace the Taiponi. Taiponi, what is that? T-Pani. T-Pani? What is that? Let's find out what that means. Tapani. Tapani is a sacred badge of authority of the Hopi Indians, usually consisting of an ear of corn decorated with feathers or a valued stone and worn or displayed by a chief, a priest, or religious society. A corn decorated with feathers. That is interesting. I wonder if they have an image of it. Huh. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Okay, the Pahana will wear a red cloak and red cap. He has no religion except his own Gnosis, 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 and he will bring Tiponi with him. He'll bring. I'm still trying to get a hold of that word. So a sacred badge. A sacred badge. Oh. Oh. Where was this? Where was this? In June. I think it was in June. On my chest. Sorry, I'm going really super fast. It was when I think Jesus was on my chest, or there was this other guy that was on my chest. And he had like this badge like thing. I wonder, what is this? What day is this? 23. Oh, this is July. This is July. Oh, this is June, because that was the 13th. Okay, we're getting close. Okay. Oh, this one. Let's pull this one up. It's so interesting because let's get it bigger. Now, this was on June 1st, 2023. Remember, I was telling you right here is where Jesus. You can see Jesus right here on my face, and you can see his kind of his hair goes down like that, and then he's got kind of like a beard right there. But down here is this guy right here. You can see his face. He's kind of got like a, what do you call that? Sailor's cap or something like that, an older thing. But right here, it looks like a badge or something. I can never figure that out. Look at that thing. It looks like a locket. One of those things that it's like a wheel. It's so interesting. It's like a lock that you turn or something. But it's right here on this guy. I always wanted to know what that was. Because you see, it's right there. Is that a trip? Oh. Look at this guy right here. But when you look at my chest today, this is all changed. As you can even see right here, this person, where it looks like this electrical system or something right here. Isn't that cool? That's right on my heart. Oh, I just noticed. I didn't see this guy last time, but there's like somebody right here, like another. Well, they're all layered upon each other. It's so hard to see. But I thought this was fascinating. I always wanted to know what that is. I wonder if that's what it means. Okay, so where are we at? What time are we at? 23 minutes. So it says right here, the true white brother will be accompanied by two mighty and wise assistants. In printed prophecy texts are two assistants where, as the narrator mentions within the plural, employing them or not, whereas the narrator mentions them in plural, implying they are not individuals but whole peoples. One will carry the swastika, sign at the power of male purity, and the other assistant will carry the Celtic cross drawn red. That is the color of the female blood from which life originates. This would be the war between good and evil caused by the mankind consumer development in the period of purification. During these times, only those will survive who remain faithful to the will and commandments of the great Creator. The white brother is already among us, and he will be with us for 15 years more. It was said in 2003, be prepared to everything, stock up bread, water, candles. This is interesting because Um, where was that? Oh, Nostradamus. Um, Nostradamus. Images. Because in his images, like this one right there, it shows a new beginning. See, the book isn't written in. This is the golden age. This is the old system. This is the new system up above. These are the two mothers, the great grandmother and mother. And there's a deer right there. Right there. Remember I was telling you where you showed they showed the sun being planted on the earth? So that's what I was saying, that Jesus, the great white brother, has been planted in a human body on the earth. And that's where I think that's so interesting, because that was back in 2003 that was written. But I think that was, the prophecy's always been there, but I don't know that they brought it to the stage. Um, oh, interesting. Oh, and the two witnesses, that's what I wanted to show you. Remember, he shows us in a clip. Where's that clip? And then this one, this image right here, shows that there's a king down here. There's, I bet you that's the great white brother right there. And then there's the others. So there's the two witnesses right there, the ones behind the bush. Now the one behind the bush is like representing the burning bush. Where is that bush? There's the other side of the bush. There's, oh, right there is showing where the sun come down, was planted on earth. That's why it's here in human form. And I bet you that's why they've been, that's why the ark doing all those sacrificing to the children. Oh my goodness. Tried to prevent him from, just so interesting, because it's kind of like biblical times too. Remember that king that went and when Jesus was, when they found out about Jesus was born, was a child, he told his army to go out and kill all the children between these certain ages or whatever, because they didn't want Jesus to be. Oh, that is so interesting, right? And Nostradamus, remember, he also put right here in this book, the Tree of Life book, is really interesting, because written right there in the middle of the book in cursive, in English cursive. Notice how the rest of this is not English, but right in the middle of the book, it says one male in cursive. So, and when we look at IPEC Goat 2, we see one male. Oops, we passed it, didn't we? And that one male is right there. That's the one male that was planted and is rising up. See, that's interesting. Oh, and then here, these are probably the dances. No more ritual dances after this, because it's like coming out. So, and he's got the crown of thorns. Remember, I told you this was Christ. This was representing Christ of the thorns. But people are like, no, 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 it's the fallen one. But my goodness, if we follow the Hopi tribe, and then if we look at the up in the sky, and we see that, what's coming in is known as the red dragon, and we see on even the Simpsons, all these wildfires and everything down to the ground, was this red dragon flying in the air, burning everything down. And that was even on the Simpsons, showing this red dragon doing it. Very interesting, right? If we can just let down our guard, and stop being separated and pull everything together. pull these different tribes together and recognizing the time of year. Be thankful, I guess. Great video to be thankful. Have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving.